CTF is going to be the next map, which is of course a respawn game mode. And I mean, I have to go with what Brycey said earlier over on EGL Central. I do think the RoughNex are going to take it, and it is going to be a shutout, which is a shame, but you know.
Well, you said that you commentated over them on the pre-EGL10 stream. You said that they were very, very strong on their respawn game modes as opposed to the search and destroy.
Yeah.
Whereas now we've actually seen them dominate on search and destroy. They played well on the respawn game mode, so if they can get back their further domination of the respawn game mode, then I'm going to see CTF being an absolute whitewash for them. I mean, only time will tell. Raid CTF is a bit of a dodgy CTF map in my opinion, because it is one of those where teams can play very, very slow, and then nothing really seems to happen. I've seen a few 0-0s go down in my time on this map, but I'm sure that won't be happening. I mean, this RoughNex squad do seem very, very aggressive in the way that they push, both on the attacking and defensive rounds on search and destroy, the way that they absolutely flood the hard points. So I'm sure we won't be seeing a very defensive game at all here on Capture the Flag Raid. So the teams are just shaping themselves up. I can just see that they are just changing their score streaks on their screens from behind. I'm liking the setup here at EGL10, I'll be honest, with this side commentary booth. Of course, we've got EGL Central as well, and the interview area. I'm sure you will see a lot of content here throughout the weekend. Now, this is predominantly just to shut down any of that downtime that you do experience back at home from some of our previous events, because it is a massive complaint from those of you guys back at home. Let us know anything we can do to try and improve. Let us know. We always do our best. Of course, tweet at EGL on Twitter. Let us know in the stream chat. We will always do our best to improve throughout the weekend.
Yep, for sure. CTF is going to be the next game mode. And guys, if you don't know what the objective of CTF is, it is basically where you've got to move into the enemy spawn area, pull that flag away and pull it back to your flag, which is in your flag area. That's the objective game mode of CTF. I'm sure most of you know that, but I just thought I'd clear it up anyway. And it is going to be split into 2 rounds, so you will get to, you know, have a go on both halves. Now, I don't really feel too much like there's a dominant side on this map. I do on maps like Slums, but on Raid, I feel like you can pretty much pull it anywhere. As long as you're pulling it through that pool side, which is the stereotypical side that you're going to be pulling flags, I feel like that's going to be the one that's going to work best for most of the teams. But, you know, anybody can switch it up. It depends where the other team is spawning and what they're doing.
Well, it all depends really on the way that your team is set up. If all of your team are on the right-hand side of the map, you want to be pulling the flag towards your teammates, because that is where you're going to gain most of the support and, of course, the most cover, which will mean that you are able to get it back towards your home flag area.
Yeah, for sure. We have got to see the guys from Tempest go big here. We did see UNTube earn that RCXD earlier, and he went on a 4-5 score streak. I can't quite remember. It was definitely a 4. I'm not sure if he got any higher than that. But, you know, the rest of them have got to start to pick up their game. They've definitely got to do something here and start to impress us. With the way that Dren especially and JLAM and, of course, Rixie, well, all of them have been going off so far. You know, you can't count any of them out from going off. They've all impressed me. 2 of them impressed me in the first hardpoint game, and then the other 2 have impressed me in the Search and Destroy game. So I have a feeling pretty much all 4 of them could in this CTF game.
So what you're saying is, all round they are a very good team.
They are a very good team, Gooch. That's what I'm saying.
Good
in
little
essence,
quick summary of your last 1 minute
exactly. So you know what you're doing. This is why you're more professional than I am. But no, it's all good. I'm thoroughly enjoying my time here at EGL10 up in Sheffield. It's a shame all you guys at home watching can't be here to join us, but we hope you're enjoying it as well, back behind the comfort of your TV screen or your computer screen as well. And yeah, I can't wait to get this game going, Gooch. I really want to cast this one just because, again, like CTF is another one of my favourites. I don't know what's my favourite game mode to cast over, but I have a feeling, well, Raid's one of my favourite maps to cast over no matter what game mode it's on, because of course you see Raid with Hardpoint, Search and Destroy and CTF.
That's probably because of the amount of symmetry in the map.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So, I mean, I feel that it's probably my favourite one to cast over, because you see such a dramatic difference between the way the map is played on what game mode you're on, which is pretty obvious and self-explanatory anyway. So I cannot wait to see Raid capture the flag here. You've got to get control of the map as early as possible, and I think if RoughNex can do that, if RoughNex get control of that middle map section and they really start to dominate around there and get those kills in going quickly, then we could see some quick
I think the dominance ARs that they have already shown, especially on the hard point, and their shots were absolutely impeccable on Search and Destroy. So I think we will be seeing a lot of slaying ability in that middle map. So I'm going to see some high score streaks implemented here. I definitely think we'll be seeing a couple of war machines. Maybe if one of them's even using a stealth chopper, that may come in. Maybe even from Drent or JLAM, more than likely. But we will be seeing as the clock is ticking down. So we are going to get things underway here in the 3rd map of winner bracket, round number 2. RoughNex are currently leading 2-0 here against Tempest, live on the main stream here.
Yep, let's get going. We've got to jump on board with RoughNex. You know, I know we want to give support to Tempest and see what they can do. Guys, give them some love in the stream chat. Host has ended the game, though, so we're not going to be able to get started straight away. It doesn't look like one of the players was able to connect. Maybe he was just setting up his classes and making sure everything was ready then. You know, you've got to give these guys some time, you know. I'm sure there are some people in the stream chat like, come on, get the game started. We want to watch and stuff like that. We want to watch too, guys. But, you know, we just need to make sure they've got everything set up, because there are quite some dramatic differences in between the Search and Destroy classes and the Hardpoint classes at times. You know, as I did go on about earlier, that Dead Silence is going to come in big on Search and Destroy.
You very rarely see any player use Dead Silence
on
capture the flag.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and if they are going to use that kind of thing, it's only going to be if they're playing that really sneaky role, but as you say, very, very rarely at all. And, you know, going back to that, I do love seeing those SMG players when they go right around the flank of the map and nobody expects them there, and especially on raid, because if you can get into that bottom garage area and then just make sure that your team are racking up those kills, starting to get a few people down, nobody's going to know you're there and you can just pull the flag out of nowhere. So I'm hoping we see something like that straight away.
Whenever people speak about the sneaky role, I always think back of Toby, not necessarily considered a top player anymore, but back in the day when he used to win lands just for fun, basically, you'd always find him around the back of the flag area, just waiting for his teammates just to pick up a couple of kills in the middle map area. Then he'd just pull that flag straight away. As I said earlier, pull it towards where your players are, because then you've got the support ready and waiting for you. So it always makes me think of him, because he was the first player that I watched and noticed. Just he'd lie there sometimes for 45-50 seconds before even moving. He'd just get right round the back, perhaps sometimes even leave a couple of players standing in the middle map area just so they didn't know where he was, and then he'd just pull it straight away, and then the other team would be all up in arms like, where didn't even know he was at our flag. It's
a shock, you know, but, you know, a lot of these teams nowadays know who's the last one left alive. You know, they'll get a couple of kills on the board and go, we're looking for this player, we need to watch about where he is. And they'll have a good idea about it, but there we go. Game is going to start. Raid CTF is the map and the game mode. Guys, this is the third map in the best of 5 series. RoughNex only need to take this. They need 10 more minutes of dominance to take this. And if they're able to do that, it looks like they're going to go and progress through to the winners bracket 3. And, Tempest will be moving down to that lower bracket.
Yeah, let's get on board with RoughNex first of all. As I called him out before the game, I'm going to go on board with Drent straight off the bat here. He is going to be using that AN94. It was recently nerfed a little bit in the most recent patch now. He's just going to push through down this left-hand side. It was reduced damage earlier on in the month, so it'll be interesting to see how this is actually used, but I haven't seen too many people actually take it out of their gun sets online, so will it be changed much at LAN? Only time will tell, and the teams are getting very vocal on the main stage. I think that's Tempest trying to gain a little bit of hype here and a little bit of momentum. So now Drent is just going to secure down this left-hand side. Let's get on board with FFUA Pro, currently on a 2 score streak and around that flag area. He has got an M8, which is an interesting gun choice this far up the map. He does come face-to-face with Trauma, does actually get shut down there. Was that the Chicom used? It's very rare that you see that. Let's get on board with Trauma. Who is he using the Chicom? No, it was the MP7. Bad call out from me there. I think it was the little gun in the bottom left-hand corner. My apologies for the confusion there, guys. But Trauma, with the help of J-Lam, shutting down those 2 players, and now they are going to push straight through that middle map. Stuns going over towards the back of the flag, and now pushing on towards that right-hand side. That will mean that they'll be able to manipulate the spawning system so that they spawn at the back of that far raid side, the back laundry area, and completely shuts out the players. Great defensive work from Trauma in this top area. He comes head-on-head with a 2 score streak, but then gets shut down, and that was Minx who will get the flag return. Let's get on board with him.
Yep, let's get on board with him, see what he's going to be able to do. He does get taken out. Codcaster's Curse coming in big. Drent is on a 3 score, so we'll stay on board with the guys from Tempest, see if they can do some work. And, you know, they did do some good defensive work there. I like the aggressive push that we saw RoughNex do, but they got shut down and the flag was returned, so everything is still all even. Score is 320. Score is still 0-0, and the time on the clock is 3 minutes and 20 before we finish this first round of CTF. Yeah, we'll jump on board with FFUA Pro. Didn't have the best Search and Destroy game, but we did see him go on a 3 score streak at the start of this CTF game, so I definitely think he's going to be able to pick up his game using this MSMC, another really strongly, light gun for the submachine gun rolls. Those OBJ players not able to pick up with any hit markers there. Somebody's in that kitchen section though. You does see him come out there. He's going to be able to pick up the kill. He does pick up the kill there on Trauma, I believe that was, and that's a big kill because the flag had been pulled there. Rixie gets the flag away. He's able to kill him as well. Definitely having a better game here. He knows what he's supposed to do, and he's about halfway to that Hellstorm missile. And as soon as you get streaks on CTF, that can come in big because you can use them so defensively when the flag's pulled away from you.
Yeah, let's get back on board with Trauma now, who has been having an absolutely cracking game here on the main stage here at EGL10, as he's just been shut down from that Tiki hut down that left-hand side. We'll see him off the spawns though. He's spawned on the far left-hand side here, which will mean that the Tempest guys are on the far right-hand side of the map, because that's generally how it works. You'll find them spawning the opposite side so that they're not going to come straight head-on-head. But Trauma pushing straight down that middle map. He was not scared at all, but he has been shut down. Let's get on board with Drent, currently on a 5-6 skill streak now, and not too far away from his score streaks at all. Still dominating down this left-hand side with that AN94, clearly being there all game, as he's currently 6-0 as well. So I think it was wise to move off from him earlier on in the game, but he has earned himself that Hellstorm missile. Very patiently playing this down this left-hand side, doing his job well, not letting anybody push down that area. So it's such a great defensive work from him. A perfect example of Call of Duty defense with that AN94. He has got the close range weapon of the MSMC in his hands should anybody come up close in that middle circle with him. Not looking like they're going to do so, as he does push and extends his score streaks now. So they are going to be really, really dominant, especially in that second half. Let's shy away from him a little bit. He's not really doing too much action work, as we are going to get on board with JLam pushing around this spawning flag area.
Yeah, for sure. He does get taken out. Unfortunately, those are Codcasters, because coming big at you. Trauma did pull the flag away there for a second, but he did get taken out. And you know, all the guys from Tempest have got to do such a good amount of defensive work right now. They've not really been able to push up too much, because all the guys from RoughNex have been pushing into their spawn so much. We did see Gent finally getting taken out there, I believe. He did earn that Hellstorm missile and that Lightning Strike, which could come in big when he chooses to use them. Trauma getting a two-piece there, as we do see Smugsy starting to go back towards his flag, making sure that nobody's going to be pushing in there. And they've just not had much dominance on this. You know, RoughNex have been playing so aggressive, as you called out, Gucci. And, you know, what have they got to do in the second half here on CTF as long as things remain even? Because they've got to start to get aggressive, I feel.
Well, what were we saying before the game about people sitting back a little bit more on this raid side? You often find that this is the more defensive side to be on. You would want to be more aggressive on the other side, as RoughNex are doing so, but it's not looking like Tempest are going to let them get away with that. And with only 28 seconds left on the clock, there's only time for one last push, which is actually going down here. Let's bring up that minimap. Where is that being pulled? Let's get on board with that flag running. He's going to come head-on-head with the player there, does get shut down and taken out, so that is going to be Smugsy on a 4. Is it going to be 5 score streak? No, it's not going to be, and that is going to be the round ender there, right there. That's going to be going in at a tied 0-0 at half-time. I'm personally going to be seeing RoughNex do some damage in this second half, because of course score streaks, and that was such a vital kill from FFUA Pro, because there was only literally a millimetre away from the score streak once again.
Yeah, once again, if he could earn streaks again, I mean, that would have been crazy. And you can never count a team out. You know, you always, well, not always, but you do see quite commonly teams not using their score streaks as efficiently as they should be. You do see it online quite a lot, but hopefully here at LAN, that's not going to be the case anymore. All even here, though, on Raid CTF. 0-0 is the score going into this second half. And as we did say earlier on, it's going to switch up the spawns. And as you said, yeah, RoughNex are going to get aggressive again. They've got those score streaks. They can start to push now, try and get a flag cap on the board. But you know, the guys from Tempest have got to do exactly the same. They've not got those score streaks, and so they've got to do all of the work in this. I feel, you know, anything can happen there in Call of Duty. That's why I love casting over it, but they've got a big comeback to go from now. From the earlier 2 maps that we saw, they are 2-0 down in the series, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Huge starting to push in here towards this Kitchen Texan, does manage to get a kill there on Rixie, going over towards Money. Great awareness there to be able to back away from it, but his teammate's just gone down by the flag. We know somebody's there. A great kill there from him, though, and he's going to be able to pull away the flag, Gucci. This could be big.
Yeah, it is going to be a current stalemate situation. He's going to choose to run it straight down the middle there. He did have a player in support, but that was a little bit of a risky choice to run that straight down the middle. Trauma is opting to run it straight down the raid side, where his teammates are spawning, so they know that there's going to be somebody pushing over towards that basketball court area, which unfortunately they have already been shut down. They tried to cut through the middle map, and this is going to be in streaks as well for Trauma, as he's got his Lightning, he's got his Hellstorm. Drent has got a Lightning and Hellstorm as well, and at 1-0 up on the theoretically bad side, although there's not really too much in it, then that is going to be a heavily dominant area. So Tempest have really got to pull something big out of the bag here. Let's just bring up the scoreboard. JLam currently rocking that 20-10. Trauma on 15-11, 13-4 to Drent, and Tempest not really having much luck in a way of dominating that kill feed.
No, as you did say earlier, you know, you saw all the guys from RoughNex, they were really getting that Slayer roll. You know, it doesn't seem like they have just one set Slayer, because they're pretty much all able to do it in this situation. JLam using this M8, though, towards his raid section. I'm not sure if he saw that person over towards the white van. It looks like he didn't, but he saw the Semtex coming in, and he's going to be able to pick up the kill there on Minx. Great kills from him, and they have got that advantage in this. If the scores stay the same, it is going to be a shutout. It is going to be a 3-0 score in this best-of-5 series. He isn't able to pick up the kill there. Yuan-Chu managing to get it, and Smugsy's managed to pull the flag away here. He's going to be pulling it towards a stereotypical pool side. If he can get this, he's going to even things up. He does take shots though, Gooch.
He has taken shots. He's got a teammate in support, but he has been dropped down, so that flag is in limbo in that middle area of the water, sorry, and there has been score streaks laid over the top of it too. That will of course prevent anybody from the Tempest lineup going and picking up that flag and extending where it is up that map. Let's have a look at FFUA Pro, who's down that side, but the flag has been returned. Now he's going to have to cut back through that middle to prevent any major push. Let's have a look. Anybody around him to help? No, he needs to pull that away and of course get in with his teammates. He does manage to get in towards that little hut area. That was actually really lucky from him. The lightning strike misplaced by the lineup of RoughNex. And are there any streaks left? I don't think there are. Let's have a quick little cycle through. Doesn't appear to have anybody. Yes, there is. Drent has still got a Hellstorm missile and he's working his way back towards another one as well. Let's get on board with Rixie as he's now opting to push down this right hand side. Clearly Tempest aren't holding it as strongly as what Drent did on the previous side. He really did dominate down that raid area.
Yeah, we did see JLam there picking up a big kill there on Smugsy, probably back towards that spawn area, making sure that nobody was going to be pushing in towards it. And this is what I kind of predicted what happened at some point in Raid CTF. I'm not sure if I predicted it to happen right at the start, but I knew that was going to be a stalemate situation. Both flags away from base. Rixie trying to push in here towards the flag. He does get taken out. Minx is covering his back, saying, nope, you're not getting into my garage section. We're going to keep the flag. And this is just, yeah, look at that section though. He's holding it on top of this blue van, and this is the place to be. If you can hold it on top of there, it's going to be so difficult for somebody to push in, try and get the kill, and then get the return. But he has actually gone down, and JLam just needs to push in here and be able to get the return.
Yeah, JLam managing to put shots onto Smugsy as well, just weakening him. He goes on for the kill, does manage to pick that up. Is he going to be able to get on top of that van? Ooh. Yes, he is, with the help of a kill on you on Tube as well. Gets that flag return, earns some score streaks for his efforts. The flag actually gets returned there. Wow.
I wasn't expecting that at all, but JLam has been able to pick up full streaks. He's got the War Machine, Lightning Strike and Hellstorm Missile. Not too sure what happened over towards this back section over here, where JLam is now running the flag. I thought it was going to be a 2-0 score, but it looks like it could be that any second. He is going to call in those streaks. It looks like, though, JLam making sure that nobody's going to be anywhere near him. And there we go. He is on a 7 score streak right now. Flag's going to get run in any seconds. Nobody's going to be there to contest him. Oh. That's going to be at 2-0. Yeah, he's able to pick up a kill there just to make it even more sour in the taste of the guys from Tempest. 8 score streak for him. This guy's definitely been impressing me. Look at that. 32-13 with 1 capture and 2 returns. This guy is going off on the main stage.
He really is, and that is going to be a huge win for RoughNex. Of course, seeded 20th in this tournament against the unseeded Tempest here on the main stage. The first game here at EGL, and that is going to be a winner bracket round number 2 completed for both of these two teams. It looks as if it is going to be RoughNex advancing on through and towards winner bracket round number 3. And of course, Tempest will drop down into the loser bracket in this double elimination tournament here. EGL10, the Summer Championship.
Yep, that's going to be it. 5 seconds left on the clock. RoughNex have managed to close this out in convincing style. They dominated on the scoreboard all the way throughout the series. 2-0 is the final score there on TTF Raid. And Gucci, I am not a happy man because I got a shutout on my first game at LAN. I had it when I was online, and I do not want to see that again. So, yeah, that's it. 3-0 shutout was the score. Unfortunately for the guys from Tempest, they are going to drop down to the bottom. And Gucci, who do you think was the best player in that series?
Definitely JLam. He went off on 2 different maps. Drent played really, really well as well, but of course the high-flying flair of JLam, and with captures and 2 returns as well. So that was absolutely fantastic from RoughNex. So they are going to be advancing into winner bracket round number 3. I think we are just going to throw back towards the EGL Central guys now, just so that they can give you a summary of the tournament and what is going on so far around the venue.